Yeah, good morning, everybody. We lost 8 people here in Ghana through a tragic helicopter accident. I'd like you to rise and recognize those 8 heroes from Ghana. Just a minute silence. Thank you. May their souls rest in perfect peace, and the Almighty continue to comfort and strengthen their loved ones. I'd like to recognize the following people: the Honorable Minister of Health of Ghana, who is also the Vice President of ICASA 2025, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, whom I understand will be joining us in due course. Let me recognize the Society of AIDS in Africa trustees, Dr. Meskerem, just raise your hand, and Professor Sheila Tlow. Let me recognize the Society for AIDS in Africa board members who are joining us online and those who are present here. We've got our Secretary General of the Society for AIDS in Africa, Dr. Sila. We've got a board member, Dr. Niye. But we also have a past board member who is sitting comfortably in front here, Professor Tandeka. Let me recognize the Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Prosper Akanbongo. The Director General of the Ghana National AIDS Control Program, Dr. Teviu. It's very good that we have the 3 chairpersons of the committees. The scientific committee, headed by Professor here. The leadership committee, led by Ben here. The community, and well, already she's raised her arm. But also they want to recognize the National AIDS Councils that are represented here. DRC, the National AIDS Council chairperson or representative from DRC. From the Republic of Benin. And the chair of the National AIDS Councils from South Africa, Tanbi. The Director General of the South African, I've already recognized you, Tembi. The Director of ICASA, Luke Bodia. Luke Bodia is working very hard, and it is showing because the results are also showing. Distinguished chairs, I've already recognized you. Members of the Society of AIDS in Africa, both here and those online. Ladies and gentlemen, today, the 19th of August, we gather for the 3rd preparatory meeting of ICASA 2025. This is now known as the marathon meeting. And as a reminder, in preparation for ICASA, as we prepare for ICASA, the Society of AIDS in Africa organizes at least 3 such meetings in the host country, where more than 120 professionals from across Africa's 5 regions are invited to contribute their expertise. Well, let's all look at the lady sitting, and then I can continue. These meetings aim to shape a program that addresses the current challenges we face in HIV and AIDS, STIs, and other infectious diseases, and also to strengthening Africa's health systems. The marathon meeting takes place at a particularly difficult time, one in which Africa's leadership is being called upon to own the HIV response and to champion domestic financing on our own health systems. It's important that, as you all know, there's been the Trump effect, and we should not then, as Africans, sit back. We should now take ownership of our own destiny. But it is also time for us as African citizens to reflect deeply on how individually and at a personal level, how we are contributing to the continental effort of ownership and sustainability. I believe each one of us has a role to play, starting with ICASA 2025. And let us ask ourselves these questions. As stakeholders, how are we mobilizing our communities, our own networks, our delegates, and our local governments? Are we really doing that, or we're just coming to these meetings? It is important to mobilize so that we are effective and we are seen to be effective. How are we demonstrating leadership in ensuring the success of this uniquely African platform? Let us remember that ICASA is currently the only Black-led Pan-African platform where leaders, communities, and scientists come together under the roof and under one roof to address Africa's HIV, AIDS, TB, and malaria challenges, and also to address Africa's public health challenges in a truly, truly inclusive way. It's important that we do it as Africa, and we lead it as Africans ourselves. And this is the uniqueness of ICASA and of Society for AIDS in Africa. The theme for ICASA for 2025 is very clear, and you are the ones who actually designed it at our past meetings. You said Africa in action, catalyzing integrated, sustainable responses to end AIDS, TB, and malaria. We need to work very hard to make a success of this particular slogan. Let me conclude by invoking the powerful words of Kwame Nkrumah, spoken at the founding of the Organization of African Unity in Addis in May 1963. And these are his words. This is not because we are a race of supermen, but because we've emerged in the age of science and technology, which poverty, ignorance, and disease are no longer the masters, but the retreating foes of mankind. Close quote. Let these words guide us as we prepare for ICASA 2025, and let us scale up our actions and mobilize our continent to ensure this platform remains vibrant, remains relevant, and remains impactful. I wish you all a fruitful deliberations and a successful ICASA 2025 marathon meeting. I wish to thank you. Next, I'm advised there are people who came slightly later and they may want to introduce themselves.
Good morning. My name is Cecilia Senu. I'm the local coordinator for Women Networking Zone and also part of this meeting. I also work with the Global Fund. Thank you.
Good morning. Margaret Lati, University of Ghana Medical School, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, HIV clinician, ID physician. Thank you.
Iowa Joel, Stop to Be Partnership Nigeria. Good morning. Good morning. John Ilyasu Mahama, Ghana AIDS Commission, Acting Director for Policy and Planning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Hector Suchila Perez, UNAIDS Country Director, a member of the committee.
Cynthia Adobia Asante, UNAIDS Advisor for Strategic Information.
Eunice Mensah, UNAIDS Advisor on Equality and Rights.
Good. Thank you very much. Look, I want to thank you. We can see that the room is fully subscribed and is full. We hope that we all stay until the end. Some will leave at break. Please don't. Just let's stay and go all the way. I would like you now to turn to page 2 of this program, of this booklet. Page 2, I hope that everybody has got that. And if you go to page 2, after the objectives, there are the activities or the program. I would like you to look at that program, which I hope you already have, and just to validate it so that we can. Okay. Are there others who don't have the program? Maybe the online people, yeah. Okay, whatever it is now, can we look at that program? I would like somebody to move that we will go by this program, and then a seconder. If you have looked at the program, unless you have got any adjustments or any suggestions that you want to put, can we move for validation? Yes, right at the end there. Can you help us? Yep. Can we give him the mic? So, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
So I, Mayowa Joel, move the motion for the adoption of the agenda. Thank you.
Can you just say your name again so that it's recorded?
Mayowa Joel.
Thank you. Thank you, Maya. Any seconder? There's Professor Shilatlo. Thank you. So if you look at the program, we've done the welcome address and we're hoping that we'll have opening remarks. And the minister here is represented by Dr. Akanbong. So can we have the, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Good morning to you all. Mr. President, Dr. David Aguasi, SAR board members, Director Generals of National AIDS Commissions, chairs of various committees who are here, let me just stand on existing protocol to deliver this short message from the Health Minister, who is also the Vice Chair President for the ICASA Conference 2025. The Minister has asked me to tell this meeting that he is with us in spirit because of the national emergency that has hit the country. The President is currently out of the country, and the President has given the Minister an urgent assignment to attend to that is making him unable to come and give his opening remarks here. But he has assured me to tell this meeting that he is here with us in spirit and is fully committed to the progress of this meeting. He has also asked me to tell the meeting here that he is assuring us of the government's full and political commitment to the ICASA 2025 program and he will be here personally towards the wrap-up period of today's program to give his personal remarks, which he so looks up to rendering. He has asked me to tell you, Mr. Chairman, that he will be here personally to give his opening remarks, just to show how much he's committed to this meeting. On that, I'll say thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Akanbong. I think that those are very reassuring words, and we look forward to seeing the minister later on in the day. I shall now ask our director for ICASA, who is also the director for SAR and coordinator, Luke Bodia, to give us an update from yourself and on the progress report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, let me explain that you have noticed that we don't have translation as usual. We changed the system of translation this time, and it's online, directly online. And we want you to really experience this and let us know if it's working perfectly. Because if it's working perfectly, we will use that one for ICASA 2025 in December. I'm sure that a lot of people are shocked because they did not see the handset, but we are speaking both in French and English. Normally, we wrote to you, we send a note to you that and tell you that you should come with your own earpiece so that you can have the translation directly through your phone. Those ones who do not have their earpiece, we are sorry, but try to come tomorrow with your earpiece. It will facilitate communication. Thank you so much. The progress report for this ICASA 2025, as you know, we are facing a lot of challenges. You know, let us say that we are in a situation of crisis because it's no longer ICASA like we used to organize, but we are trying to put this in perspective so that this conference can be a very successful conference. Next slide. Let me talk about the registration update. This year, you can see we do a comparative analysis of ICASA 2023 and ICASA 2025. You will notice that in ICASA 2023, at this stage, I want to say in 19th of August 2023, we're having 1,110 registered people, and we're having 280 paid delegates, you know, with 19 media. You can see that. But this year, 2025, at the same date, the same hour, we are having 505 participants. This is why at the beginning I was talking about crisis. And paid delegate, we are having 49. You know, media, we are having 10. That is the situation on ground. It means that the registration looks very poor. And we know why. It's because most of the ambassadors here who are members of this committee are not doing their job. We are the secretariat, we are trying to push. But we are expecting all of you really to mobilize and also to inform your various networks that ICASA is in Ghana this year, 2025, from 3rd to 8th of December. Next slide. Donor partnership. In terms of donor partnership, you can see also here, in 2023, we have 5 donors, partnership booking, and 0 payment so far. But in 2025, we were having 3 donors booking. You can see, this is just, I'm talking about 19th of August, the comparative analysis. Next slide. I want to take that opportunity to tell all the donors here, let's go back to to tell all the donors here and supporters here that really we are expecting their pledge. I have seen UNAIDS with Hector. I have seen WHO with Professor Lule. I hope that at the end of this meeting, they will come concretely and tell us how they are pledging to support the meeting. Next slide. In terms of exhibition, you can see so far In 2023, we were having 46 exhibitors at this stage. Generally, ICASA is 150 exhibitors. Generally. And at this stage in 2023, we are having 46 exhibitors, right? But now in August 19, the same time, today we are having 19 exhibitors. We are seeing crisis. Next slide. In terms of satellite session, you can see so far in 2023, at the same time, we're having 43 bookings with 29 payments. But as I'm talking to you now, in terms of satellite session at ICASA 2025, we are having only 12 bookings and 4 payments. Next slide. In terms of program, as you know, this program is the program that you plan from the first meeting to the second meeting, and we have finalized the program at the marathon meeting. This is why we call it marathon, because we need to finalize all this program. We have noticed that some program, some thematics and some let us say, some session so far does not have the speakers. In terms of non-abstract driving session, you can see we are having 5 for the leadership, 5 for the special session, and 5 for workshop for the leader, 3 for the workshop for leadership. We are having the same for the scientific program, the community program, and also the same thing for all the workshop. What we are planning is that today we need to finalize those programs because there are some speakers that we don't have their email address. And there are some of them also that say they don't have time to come. We need to change them today. This is why this is the marathon meeting. We are continuing you so that you can provide the right speaker that can bring people or also that can bring resources for this various session. Next slide. In terms of abstracts, this is where we are. The marathon meeting is to finalize the abstracts. And so far, we receive, in 2023, you received 2,600 abstracts. But let me explain. In 2023, we postponed the abstract several times, at least 2 or 3 times. But this year, 2025, we did not postpone it at all. We closed it at the same time because we discussed with the board and we noticed that it's better that we close it than postpone it again because we opened it for more than 4 months. You know, and when the time comes, we just close it. This is why we received 1,864 abstracts. You can imagine if you leave it open after IS meeting, we have more than 3,000 abstracts. And it's a problem to review because even to review this 1,779, it was not easy and it's still not easy. If you notice track A, generally, before we review the abstract, we go through the plagiarism system. We have a system, we call it the Trinity, and we go through that system, and that system flush out more than 80 abstracts. And then we start reviewing 1,779 abstracts. And out of that, we notice that track A, you know the range of scoring. The past ICASA, we agreed that we should take 55.26, the higher score. We notice that track A, if you take that range, we have only 6 abstracts. And if we take that range from the other range from 5.0 to 6, we have only 36 abstracts. You know, this range we give it to you so that we can work on it later. Because don't forget that we need a maximum of 26 slots of abstract, which is 78 abstracts in total. Abstract driving session for this ICASA. Track B, if you take the scoring range for 5.5 to 6, we have only 4. Well, if you want to propose for 5.0 to 6, you have 39. Track C, we have a total of 7 abstracts from 5.5 to 6, and 70 for 5.0 to 6. It's you who score them. It's not us. However, we could not finalize the abstract management system. This is why we are here today, to finalize the abstract management system, especially in track D and track E. When you come to that, we call you so that the people who are good on track D will be in one place here, and the people who are good on track E will be in the other row there, so that we can finalize the remaining abstract and come back with the scoring, and the scientific president will decide what is the best score to take for oral session, and the order will be for poster. However, we need to decide on the scoring so that we agree. What we put there is the scoring for 2023. You know, it's for you to decide the best score. But in total, we need to have 78 abstract, not more than that. Oral abstract, not more than that. Next slide. Yeah, as you know, we also call for competition of video storytelling. This one is for general public. We received 71 across the region. You know, the category was for youth from 18 to 35, we received 43. And the category B for the, I'm not saying that they are old, but they are also youth from 36 plus. We have 18. You know, we receive all this submission from 16 countries. Male, 28 male, and from female, 32. Binary person 1. We will not work on this today because this storytelling, we work on it online with a key player in terms of journalists that we assess all these 61 submission and finalize with 2. And those 2 will come to the ICASA, and at ICASA, the public will decide the best storytelling that will be selected for ICASA 25 with a price of something like, I think, $3,000 and $2,000 for the second one. Next. In terms of scholarship, as you know, we don't have funding, as I show you, but we have a lot of scholarship. In 2023, we're having 1,304 applicants, but this year, we're having 1,286. Full scholarship, 1,102 for this year, and partial scholarship, 104. Virtual scholarship, 80. As you know, ICASA is both virtual and in-person. Let me go to that description and say, abstract submitter, we have at least 321 abstract submitter that ask for full scholarship. We have 29 that ask for partial scholarship. In terms of general scholarship, we have 1,098 submitters and partial 107. In terms of virtual, we have the virtual for only the general delegate. We don't have virtual for presenters. Next slide. It's good that we should give you also a bit a view because we can see the statistics are not too good in terms of the product of the conference. However, when you consider the ICASA website, you will notice that the traffic is heavy, very heavy. You can see there, can you zoom a bit for 2025? We can see it's up to 36,000 people. Can you zoom only for 2020? Yeah. You can see we have 38,000 people that are checking on ICASA website on daily basis. You know, it means what? Does it mean that people are coming at the last minute as we used to do in Africa? Maybe it can be translated like that. If you release the abstract, we see how it goes. Next slide. Yeah, it's important that we should also talk about the budget. As you know, we have adopted this budget. And we say that the minimum, normally ICASA is 5,000, 8,000, 15,000 delegates. But for this ICASA, we have projected that we cannot have more than 3,000 people. Even that now we are doubting. Because at this stage, less than 110 days to the conference, you can see the way the registration look like. However, we believe that if we release the abstract, we get more registration because some people are waiting to see if the abstract will be accepted, and we in Africa, we know how to play last minute business. We don't register on time. We see people coming at the last minute of the event. We believe that, however, if we have 1,500 delegates, the deficit will be crucial. We have a deficit of more than 1 million, and we have to cut expenses if really we want to survive, because you can see in terms of projected income, we're thinking that registration will boom as usual, but it's not the case. In terms of special registration, you can see it's not the case too. In terms of exhibition, we are far for this. And in terms of sponsorship, you can see that we are also far for this. This one is based on the past ICASAs, right? And we work on it based on the delegate that we projected. But this ICASA, we projected 3,000. Now we need to review all this in, maybe to have more, let us to project around 2,000. Don't do this slide. We are expecting also the support from the government, and you hear from the director of Ghana Commission, the government are on board. What is going on? The government is on board, and they are supporting the local staff of the secretariat. They are also supporting the conference venue. We do not know the cost yet. And they are also supporting at least 500 scholarships for the local delegate. Next slide. In terms of ICASA revenue at today's date, compared to 2025, it's good that we should have that comparative analysis. Today's date, we notice that normally in 2023, in 19th of August 2023, we are having more than $1 million in ICASA account. But today, we have less than $256,000. You can see that we are in crisis already. Deficit is huge. We have to cut expenditure or do more in terms of advocacy and mobilization to make it happen. In terms of expenditure at today's date, last year, 2023, we're having $584,027. $36. But this year we're having $579,000. You can see, the expenditure remains the same because all this meeting that we organize is fully sponsored by SAR, right? And also advertisement, all this thing is there. We don't change it, But we think that if the trend continues like that, we need to cut costs. In terms of revenue breakdown, you can see delegate registration. In 2025, this year, the same time, this year, in 2023, we are having $200,000 plus. But this year, we are having $22,000. You see? This is why I'm calling on you. And in terms of exhibition fee, in 2025, we are having $26,000. But last year, 2 years ago, ICASA 2023 in Zimbabwe, we were having $162,000. In terms of sponsor, at the same time, same period, 19th of August, in terms of sponsor, we're having $433,000. But fortunately, this year, we're having $144,000 plus. The WASI satellite session also, you can see in 2023, we're having, in terms of revenue, we're having $295,000 plus, in 2023. But this year, in terms of satellite session, we are just getting $27,500. That's the reality. And you can see the total there. We are in crisis. And you alone can solve this crisis by giving us the direction to go. so that this platform can continue to be vibrant for the continent. Next slide. In terms of social media, you know our social media is very vibrant. We need all of you to relay this social media. We need all of you to take this social media and send it to your various networks. You can see there, you can see in Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. We have it there. Please follow us and share it with your network. It will help a lot. In today's digital age, maintaining an active social media presence is key to increasing awareness and engagement. Since November 2024, we have sent over 100 targeted communication across all our social media platforms and printed more than 2,300 marketing material to amplify ICASA 2025 within 1 quarter. We have done that. And we have been in various conferences to sell the product, really. Weekly update on all aspects of ICASA 2025 Ghana. Get out to keep our community of over 25,000. In fact, in our database, we have over 25,000 people. Be part of this movement. Follow us, like and share our update to help us to reach the wider audience. And you have our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. The IT people from ICASA, I want you to go through all these participants so that you connect them with our social media platform. It's important so that they can share documentation, share information that is going on. Okay? Next slide. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. C'est gentil d'être venu et de nous supporter. See you at ICASA 2025 Ghana. Don't forget the time and the date is 10 to 8 December 2025 in Accra International Center. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luke. It was a very clear presentation. Today, Luke was speaking quite slowly. We could hear every word. Thank you so much. And you are all aware that after this session, there may be a lot of questions. I would urge you for now to not ask too much about the abstracts, because we're going to have another presentation on abstracts. Then we can talk about abstracts at that time. But there are many other issues that he has mentioned, including the fact that there's a lot of work to be done. There are a lot of challenges. We hope that the speakers will be completed today. The abstracts completed today. The video is already ongoing. It's okay. The scholarships, I think it's ongoing. And today, the budget is a particular issue because you can see what was happening in 2023 and what is happening now. And really, it's up to us here to determine how we go forward. And we have seen the ICASA expenditure and the ICASA revenue. The expenditure remains the same, but the revenue, as you can see, has dwindled. So I'll open this time for questions, clarifications, comments. Please, let's be alert with our, yes, right at the end, Mayo. There.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and special thanks to Mr. Luke and the entire ICASA Secretariat. I can feel what Luke is feeling. Having been in the same shoes like him last year when we had our national TV conference in Nigeria. It was as if the old world was coming down. But well, we escaped through. And I believe this year's ICASA will also be successful. Just that the reality is what we are facing, and we definitely need to make some necessary adjustments, structural adjustments, and some other places. So Why I'm optimistic that many things will come true, hopefully, whatsoever we need to do, including those of us who can pray, we begin to pray. Things will work well. But the reality is that we also need to understand that the socio-economic situation in our countries is also a contributory factor. So I'm going to comment briefly on the need for us to also save costs. So we need to look in-house and see what areas do we need to cut down on costs. It may not be business as usual, and the truth is that it's definitely not going to be business as usual. So if we need to cut down on the number of scholarships we need to give, especially from outside Accra, that's important to do that. We may want to limit volunteers only to those who are based in, who are from Accra. That saves us some costs from bringing volunteers from outside Accra or outside Ghana. We may also look at other ways whereby we can save costs. But most importantly as well, we also need to look at ways to mobilize more resources. Even before his presentation this morning, I was chatting with him on the need to focus more on the private sector. So maybe we need to go on, embark on a drive to mobilize private sectors. If we need to set up like a committee to do that, to mobilize private sectors across Africa countries to support, that will also be an important way to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think those are very pertinent comments. He's touched on the issue of volunteers, the issue of scholarships, the issues of the private sector, and forming a committee to mobilize the private sector. I don't want you to respond now, Luke, but let's hear if there's any other comments. Yeah, go on. No luck? Okay. Mr. Raphael?
Thank you so much, Luke, for that presentation. And I think what stood out for me was the lack of, booking of satellites, the resources. It's important that we look at what are we going to do in the next few months to increase that. IAS in Rwanda was a full house. The numbers of people living with HIV worldwide is in Africa. So if a conference about Africa, by Africa, in Africa is not taken seriously, then we need to take it up with the people who have the money. I think we should, as community as well, reach out to the big donors and ask them to support ICASA. This is our conference. It is actually unacceptable that we have such low numbers while IAS was oversubscribed. If you were in that room, you would see it was full. But what I'm seeing is not a picture that we can be proud of and keep supporting other spaces that are not Africa-led. ICASA is the only Africa-led conference, and I think we should really, really demand accountability, even from our partners, the International Aid Society. They need to come on board. Thank you.
Okay, interesting suggestion. I know that there are certain people online who would like to comment, but before they do, can we have the corner?
Yeah, thank you. Merci, Président. Je vais essayer d'être très bref. Il y a deux éléments, à mon avis, qui sont importants. Le premier, c'est sont les délégués. Comment s'assurer qu'on aura suffisamment de délégués? Et dans le... Oui, il faut translate, vous n'avez pas les... Alors, pour les délégués, nous sommes dans un contexte que nous savons tous. Nous venons à ces conférences-là parce qu'il y a une ligne disponible sur les subventions du Fonds mondial. Aujourd'hui, avec le Fonds mondial, nous sommes presque dans tous les pays jusqu'au mois de septembre dans un processus de repriorisation où on nous demande systématiquement d'éliminer tout ce qui est formation et participation aux conférences. C'est écrit noir sur blanc. Peut-être qu'avant, IAS, les gens avaient pu prendre une partie de cette ligne-là pour y participer, mais cette fois-ci, avec ICASA, ça va être très compliqué. Et c'est pourquoi tous ceux qui sont là et qui ont des interactions avec le Fonds mondial et avec les pays, pour sauver ICASA, il y a à négocier pour que la ligne sur les conférences, en tout cas, soit autorisée. C'est une bataille, mais nous pouvons engager cette bataille-là pour arriver à ce qu'on ait dans les pays quelques-uns qui seront supportés pour participer à cette conférence. Je crois que ça, si nous ne le faisons pas, parce que nous prenons toujours de l'argent du Fonds mondial pour venir aux conférences, si nous ne le faisons pas, nous n'allons pas évoluer sur le nombre de délégués. C'est le premier aspect. Le second maintenant, c'est la contribution du secteur privé africain. Nous le disons depuis plusieurs ICASA. Mais qu'est-ce qu'on fait réellement? Moi, c'est ça qui m'étonne. Il y a des propositions, mais j'avoue que je ne vois pas ces propositions évoluer. Nous avons parlé de Dangote, nous avons parlé d'autres, en tout cas, personnalités financières importantes en Afrique qui pourraient sauver, en tout cas, accompagner cette conférence. Mais concrètement, je ne vois pas qu'est-ce qui est fait. Est-ce que, Luc, vraiment, tu peux nous aider à comprendre mieux pourquoi nous n'arrivons pas à mobiliser le secteur privé africain pour accompagner ICASA? Donc, voilà les deux éléments que je voulais soulever. Merci.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, liaison. You can speak English very well. Please translate yourself. Thank you so much for that.
I'm going to use my French. I'm more comfortable in French.
And we are waiting for your translation. Go in English, please. Thank you.
Yes, honestly, you don't really get what I said. So, yeah, you got it. I'm saying that that's two key points. The first one is related to the delegates. And as usual, the delegates are coming from the supports of Global Fund. So we use Global Fund grants most of the time to have a line on conferences. As you know, we are into a real prioritization of Global Fund grants. It's all the countries till September. And they said, no more conference, no more training. That's what they said. And I call all of us to have a kind of pressure on Global Fund so that the line on conferences should be eligible to serve ICASA. If we don't do that, there's no hope that we will have more delegates. I'm telling you the truth. And the second one is related to what you call the support from private sector in Africa. It's my X conference on that. Private sector from Africa should support private. Truly, what will be the first step and the second and the third to get them on board? Luke, can you help to understand more what is the bottlenecks on that? Thank you. Is it clear in my French English?
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to emphasize that ICASA 2025 will go on in spite of the numbers, but this is also a challenge for us as Africans. If we're going to have ourselves determined elsewhere all the time, then we are not going to advance. it is the time for us to be able to push ideas, innovations, and be able to survive on those very difficult circumstances. But let me just get one comment from the online, then Luke, you can respond to some of the questions. Online? I know. Online? I'll come to you, Tempe. Online, I was advised there's online. Well, they're working on it. Tempe, can you comment? Have they come? Okay, let's put the online one.
Yeah, hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, can you, Jonathan,
Hello?
can you speak, please?
Yeah, this is Jonathan. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I have seen the presentation by Mr. Luke, which he says it seems like things are not clicking like the previous ICASA. But that's what participants said. It's unfortunate that global funding cut has really affected, especially the community. Like Global Fund has forgotten that conferences and other meetings are also life-saving. They just came out to say that conferences and meetings are not life-saving. And as a result, has cut off those funds, which has affected the community heavily. So you could see that many community members across Africa and the world are not able to register. And I think it's something that we need to rally as a civil society and get back to the Global Fund on this direction and make sure that we get things on track. Thank you and over.
Thank you, Jonathan. Tembi?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just wanted to put forward a commitment or a suggestion from South Africa. I am the head of the National AIDS Council, but I also chair the Global Fund, CCM. South Africa is hosting the South Africa AIDS Conference from the 8th to the, I think the 11th of September, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And it would be important for us to take advantage of that platform, to use it as a build-up activity to create awareness for ICASA, for us to build some excitement for ICASA, and for us to engage stakeholders to commit early. The National AIDS Council actually sits in the organizing committee of the SA AIDS Conference, and I think it is possible to strategically position ICASA as the next natural meeting point after Johannesburg. The SA AIDS Conference this time is not happening in Durban, where it normally happens. It's in Johannesburg. So some of our taglines could be from Johannesburg to Accra, from South Africa to Ghana. So position ICASA as the next natural meeting point where this is a truly African platform where African solutions are created by Africans. And I am putting forward that we are able to commit that a platform within the SA AIDS Conference happening next month can be utilized to create excitement and awareness for ICASA. Thank you, Chair.
Oh, thank you. That's very welcome. This is exactly what we're looking for. Thank you so much, Dr. Kulu. I think that you, yes, Professor Saruchera. It's coming.
Thank you. But the other suggestion I wanted to also just throw into the mix has to do with, particularly I think within the numbers and the perceptions that it then creates. How could be internal participation? By internal, I'm meaning from within Ghana and the neighboring countries. What strategies could be available to try and also, encourage participation and support from the various quarters that might be available, in the Ghana and the neighboring countries, where it may not take as much in terms of cost to come to the ICASA in Accra. just so that the numbers are also looking good. Otherwise, if the perception is that the numbers are going down and all that, it also then sends a very negative message. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Prof. I'm advised that there are three people online who would like to come on. But while they are doing that, there's somebody who came in late. Can they introduce themselves? Okay, who didn't come in late, who came in later? Who was it? Just introduce yourself, please, so that we are all together.
Hello. Can I go ahead? Can you listen to me? Mr.
Yes,
Chair?
Yes. Go on.
My name is Jean-Serge Lumu. I am member of the committee, and I'm calling from DRC, Lualaba province, where I'm working as a counselor at the Ministry of Health, Education, and Social Affairs. My contribution is to remind the suggestion that we made in last meeting. We offered that maybe Luke and some few people could come in Lualaba, where we have a huge community of private sector in the area of mines, to mobilize the private sector so that we can have a good contribution of this sector. We cannot actually expect more fund from Global Fund or from the US. We want in Africa to reflect on the new way of mobilizing funds within Africa. And for me, it's private sector, as some of us already said, but also how are we mobilizing governments in different countries? Maybe I'm wrong, but it appeared to me like when there is a ICASA being prepared, just the country where the meeting will be, the government will be mobilized as much. Why not to organize a campaign throughout different countries, not just where the conference will be, so that countries will not just support attendance, but also can give some fund to support other costs of the meeting. So I'm talking under the control of my colleagues who are in Accra now. I'm still think that there is a way, maybe next month, to have an event here in Lualaba that can mobilize private sector. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Brilliant suggestion to go into the mines as the private sector and delegation to go to DRC. I think that's really very good. I think Africa is, not only is it waking up, but it's waking up a lot. There are two people still online. Professor Shakron, our Vice President of ICASA, of SAR. Professor Shakron, can you come on, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. And my apologies for not being able to travel to Accra and to attend in person this meeting. I would like also to thank Secretariat of SAA and the board members, also all chair members of the different committees and members of different committees for the excellent work done during the last marathon meetings. Really, I am very concerned by the presentation of Luke, as many of you, and I think this challenging situation, many factors contributed in this challenging situation, and is not the time to detail all these factors or to come back on. Regarding the current challenging context, I think we have to to act and to take and to explore many ways to mobilize more funds for this important conference, ICASA 2025. As other colleagues mentioned, we need a strong advocacy to Ghana government for enhancing support. And also we need perhaps a meeting with UN partners, UNAIDS, WHO, UNICEF, to discuss with them how they can increase their contribution. We need also to involve communities and civil society in this advocacy to partners, and also we have to include the private sector and specifically pharmaceutical firms. And also we have to manage the expenses and expenditure of this conference with reducing the number of virtual participation to encourage also virtual participation, incentive for early registration, etc. I think, as you mentioned, President, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of work to be done, and a lot of action should be taken in the short time that between August and December. And I think it's not too late to act, and we have to, we can do more efforts for all to increase and to raise more resources to ICASA 2025. And what we need, just to conclude, we need a clear plan on how to move forward and how we can overcome all these challenges right now. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very fruitful marathon meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, Mohammed. I think those are very encouraging words with caution. We'll take that seriously. Dr. Bassing, online. Dr. Bassing.
Yes, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So my name is Lord Anthony Bassing from Ghana. So I just wanted to talk about the private sector support. I think that even in Ghana, there are quite a number of companies, pharmaceutical companies, manufacturing companies that would willingly support. I have a company that develops and manufactures HIV kits, and I think that this is something that would gladly support. So
can you speak a little bit far from your microphone? I think your voice is.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it better?
I think so. Go on.
Okay. So I was just saying that my name is Lord Anthony Bassing from Ghana, and I just wanted to talk about the private sector support for the program. And there are a number of companies, the manufacturing companies, pharmaceutical companies that I know that would be willing to support so that they will be able to, for instance, exhibit their product. I have a company that manufactures test kits for HIV, and I would gladly be willing to be a partner to this the program in December. And so I think that if we reach out to a lot more of these organizations, we'll be able to offer these supports. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Lord. Dottie?
Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to be the devil's advocate. You know what? It's not going to change. There are no donors we are going to talk to that are going to give us money. UNAIDS depends on Global Fund and SID to get the funding. They are also not getting that money. So it's not coming from them. Let's stop lying to ourselves. It's been 40 years. We've enjoyed PEPFAR. We've enjoyed USAID. We've been talking about sustainability since 2015. I remember I was a plenary speaker at ICASA. And that's when we started talking about sustainability. So I'm going to ask a question. How many of us in this room have registered? Because those numbers would look different if we all would have registered. We are the ambassadors of ICASA. How many of us have paid our membership? How many of us have booked a satellite? We've become so donor dependent that we don't even know how to fix our own problems. I like the comment from our South African comrade because they just said that, guess what? African problems, African solutions. No one is going to come to save us. No one. And I'm saying this because just last week, I was in another space having the same conversation. And it's not just the US. It's happening even in Europe. Donors are changing. The climate has changed. The appetite to give money has changed. And it all comes from Project 2025. If you haven't read it, I don't know what you're doing. Go read and understand where the money is going now. The conversation right now and recommendations from the Global Philanthropic Project is talking about holding the line, sustaining the wins that we have. Do you know what those wins are? U equals U. We dropped it. Why? We chanted U equals U for 3 years and then we dropped it. There is no money for new technologies. There's no money for all those new innovative things you want to do. The recommendations are to sustain the gains because guess what? Even with another presidency in the US, it will still not change. They're not rolling back. And then also saying this, being very aware that I am also a culprit, is that even for us as SAA and ICASA, we need to change our system a little bit. We just can't expect that 19th of August 2023, we had this much money, so we expect it. Where is it going to come from? No one is giving us. So why can't we now reflect, look inwards and see how can we change this? What can we do differently? Yeah? And maybe, not set ourselves up for failure, wanting 8,000 delegates, but be realistic and aim for 3,000. And it will still be successful and other people will attend virtually. Again, reality. What happens when you lose your job, because that's what has happened, you cut down on costs. That is what you do in your own families. You say, today we are not going to take out, we are going to eat ugali and samaki. So can we do that in-house as well, instead of constantly wishing for something that's not going to come? It is not going to come. I'm speaking to the funders, they are not changing their minds. It's just what it is.
Thank you, Dottie. I think you have not been the devil's advocate. You have been Africa's advocate. So I think it's good. It's well said. Yes, madam.
Thank you for the opportunity. Looking at cutting down expenditure, and after listening to Luke, I know the suggestion is not going to be popular, but I think we must take unpopular decisions. I'm looking at the conference, the days of the conference. Do we really need to do that conference from Monday till Wednesday till Monday? Can we cut out even the last day, which is Sunday? We don't have enough abstracts. And it's half a day. There's no, we don't have speakers. Can we reduce by even just one day to try and reduce the expenditure, especially that last day, which is the 8th of December, and move the closing ceremony to the 7th or something? I don't think we will lose that much, but at least we would, to help us to, save some money. That is my suggestion, even though I know it's unpopular. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. So the idea is to raise our revenue, but also cut on our expenditures. And that's one way of doing it. Any other contribution? Another one online. Okay. Can they come on, please? Are they ready?
Hello. So my name is Kenneth Essom. Thanks, colleagues, for the fruitful deliberations. I just want to reinforce the point made by the last speaker. Even at the first meeting, I think there were concerns raised about the duration of the conference and suggestions about reducing the number of days. I think it's pertinent now, especially if we're going to be having conversations with potential funders, however difficult that must be. In situations like this, you go to your stakeholders and show them how you have changed the methodology to accommodate the reality that is current. And so I think that is one obvious way we can show to potential donors that we are on board with the reality, the funding realities, and we're thinking instead of X number of days, we're doing X-1 or X-2. I think we can still have a fantastic conference. The other suggestion I wanted to make is, I know when we think of funders, our immediate focus goes to biomedical companies, health financing institutions. But I think we should also begin to think of other sectors. FinTech is growing in Africa. A colleague has made a very important suggestion about going back to the mining sector, where a lot of HIV investment has been done over the years. So let's kind of think a bit differently from biomedical companies or health companies and think about other areas in private sector where ESG and CSR responsibilities still have opportunity to support this work. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yvette? It's here.
Okay, first of all, thanks, Dottie, for those rude awakening remarks, reminding us that we have nobody but ourselves. And by us almost saying, let's change ICASA the way it is. Next year, in 2 years, look, we are going to ask ourselves as Africans in Africa, where the disease is, do we even need ICASA? If we are going to shrink this conference to be just something because we need to have a conference and not change and fundraise and resource mobilize and ensure the people who invest in treatment and any other, research in Africa support this conference. In 2 years, we are going to say, do we need it? And we are okay to have it in a small room. And after that, there will be no ICASA and the other conferences will continue. I don't disagree with maybe it's too long, but let us not shrink ourselves because of the challenges. We need to rise above these challenges. I like what Tembi said because it's the conversation I had with Luke, that we must take the organizing to South Africa, but it's important that we don't change this conference. I tell you, we are actually canceling ourselves without knowing that we are doing it.
Okay, thank you for the encouragement. Yes. Abia, yes. Where is your mic?
Thank you very much, Mr. Shen. It's just a very short comment on one experience that we have with other meetings, activities, and conferences, especially because there's a trap, and this trap is the virtual. And we should be cautioned on the virtual because we have noticed that many people think with the virtual, we solve problems of funding and so on. But we have noticed that the virtual decrease participation, engagement, and many aspects. It can be a partial solution to help in specific condition and so on. Then we should be cautioned on those saying if you use the virtual, we reduce. No, it's not true. It helps reducing the expenses and so on, but it also kills the activities. We are seeing that on the scientific commissions and so people do not participate. And starting with virtual, we go to depth.
Thank you. I'm told that tea is ready, but I understand that Masha is on the line.
Yes, I am on the line. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for the discussion. I want to thank the community chair, our chair Yvette, for all the comments about how we could begin to think about where we go next, and all the speakers providing ideas and showing a commitment to ICASA and how important this conference is. I want to suggest two things, because we will do the abstracts next. And I think because we chose the title, Africa in Action, Catalyzing, I think this is our opportunity to really show Africa. We talked about this when we selected the theme. If we build a really solid conference that has the latest science and has implementation science and programming and showing Africa in action, I think Yvette is quite right. What happened at Kigali, where people showed up, now they have to come and participate, because this is where the action is. And we build a conference program with leadership and science and community and interaction that shows the dynamism of Africa in action. I think that will sell itself. And I think it's right, the idea of it's not only from South Africa to Ghana, but it's also across the continent. The abstracts showed extraordinary work going on and really fresh thinking and renewed ideas. And so I think for us, we should think, how do we build the conference program that really shows the work of the continent and invites people to participate and invites people to join us, where we can show our countries are in leadership, where our national AIDS control boards are doing what they need to do to reach community and to build program and sustain the response. I think we show them what Africa is doing in a pronounced way. And when we build that program, people are going to want to come. And they're going to put their resources toward it. And they will also want others to be able to come. So I think we do private sector, we do the government partnership, but more importantly, we build the most spectacular program that demonstrates in a very dynamic way the profound Africa in action. So that's my wish for all of us as we move into the abstract selection, the building of the program, the mapping of it. People don't just go to conferences. This is a scientific, educational training conference that provides information, that showcases the latest ideas, that has the people who are the movers and shakers and thinkers. Let's give them that. And I think they'll come. As they used to say, if you build it, they'll come. I think if we show them a dynamic action, an Africa in action, they'll come. Thank you.
Thanks, Masha, for those encouraging words. Yes, Africa in Action, a solid conference reflecting what work is being done in Africa. Yes, that's very good. Let's hear from you.
Le Président, merci à M. Luc Baudéa et toute son équipe pour le travail abattu. Et merci aussi pour cette présentation très claire qui nous met face à nos réalités, aux défis actuels. Je pense que le problème du Fonds mondial, tout le monde le sait, c'est un problème général, et surtout par rapport au financement des formations et de la participation aux conférences. Donc, tous les pays sont frappés par cette mesure qui vient aggraver la situation créée déjà par les mesures prises par le gouvernement américain. Et ça, c'est à tous les niveaux. Moi, je pense que nous sommes dans une période de transition. Et ce qui nous arrive est un peu brutal quand même, il faut le reconnaître. Et nous pouvons toujours faire le plaidoyer à l'endroit du Fonds mondial à tous les niveaux. Le Fonds mondial parfois prend des décisions et nous expérimentons ça au niveau des pays, au niveau pays. Ils reviennent souvent sur leurs décisions quand on arrive à les convaincre. Donc, je pense que le plaidoyer est toujours pour. On ne va pas dire, bon, parce qu'ils ont pris la décision, ils ne reviendront pas sur cette décision. Moi, je propose qu'on fasse ce plaidoyer-là quand même à tous les niveaux. Même au niveau de l'ASA. L'ASA aussi peut faire un plaidoyer pour avoir un accompagnement. Ce n'est pas au niveau pays ou bien au niveau même de ICASA. Maintenant, quelle est la contribution des instances sous-régionales, régionales et continentales, comme la CEDEAO, à travers l'OAS, l'Union africaine et autres? L'apport de nos pays. Nous avons vu que le nombre de délégués par rapport à la dernière édition est très faible, est relativement faible. Qu'est-ce que nos pays peuvent faire? Je vais vous dire ce que nous sommes en train de faire au Bénin. Nous avons mis en place un comité d'abord de suivi des recommandations de ICASA 2023 et de préparation de notre participation à ICASA 2025. Et au sein de ce comité, nous avons dégagé un groupe, une équipe, pour aller mobiliser les ressources pour que le nombre de Béninois participant à ICASA 2025 soit vraiment important. Et ça a commencé, ça donne des résultats auxquels on ne s'attendait pas. Certaines agences du système des Nations Unies, on ne savait pas qu'elles allaient vraiment nous accompagner, ont manifesté leur engagement à nous accompagner pour prendre en charge des participants, pour prendre en charge la participation de certains délégués du Bénin. Il y a le secteur privé aussi, les firmes pharmaceutiques avec lesquelles nous travaillons aussi sont partantes. Je crois qu'au niveau de chaque pays, nous pouvons faire cette démarche. Maintenant, l'apport de nos États, le budget national, nous avons déjà préparé une communication en Conseil des ministres, c'est déjà très avancé, pour que le Bénin participe, finance la participation des Béninois à cette conférence de 2025. Voilà ce que je voulais partager avec vous. Moi, je pense que toutes les portes ne sont pas fermées. On peut toujours faire la démarche. C'est la période de train, c'est vrai, nous devons aller vraiment à l'autonomisation, la souveraineté, tout ce qu'on dit, mais on ne peut pas le faire de façon brutale. Je pense que les portes sont toujours ouvertes pour le plaidoyer. Je vous remercie. Je voudrais demander à ma sœur Mess de compléter parce que le Bénin et le Togo sont en concertation pour vous faire une proposition. Merci.
Thank you. I understood 110% of what you said, but Luke, can you interpret, please?
Ah oui, j'ai parlé. Vous m'excusez, hein? L'anglais, c'est plus difficile pour moi en français.
Mr. Chair, we have an interpreting house. Liaison, are you there? Innocent, please, can you help? Because you are the best interpreter here. Innocent can interpret us. Yeah, he was listening.
Okay, Innocent, please, can you interpret very quickly, just in summary?
Very shortly, she said that we can use our effort at country level to support the participation of the national delegate to the conference. And she came with the example from Benin, where they are currently working with the government to see how they can allocate a budget to this participation. And she called, the other participant of this room to try, to mobilize resources at country level for this ICASA. And also she said that we could also have the support from the pharmaceutical company at country level to support that. So this is shortly what she called for.
That we should not close the Global Fund door, that we can go back to Global Fund and negotiate with them, telling them that these are priority, that they need to take that into consideration. That if we have a unified voice to meet Global Fund, they can come back to the drawing board.
Merci beaucoup. Okay. I was advised that tea is getting cold, but do you want to contribute quickly? Okay.
It's a very small one. It's a quick question to look to Sir. What happened to AU, ACDC, ECOWAS, and other regional? What happened to AU, ACDC, ECOWAS, all the other regional bodies to be at least part of this meeting? Talk sustainability.
Okay. The tea is getting. Say something? Yes. Yes, at the end, that one there.
Mine is also very short. Also a request. Is there an opportunity probably to revise the cost of the satellite sessions, and especially for communities who would be interested in holding satellite sessions, but they are being put off because of the cost?
Let's end with our trustee, Dr. Meskeram.
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to follow up after my colleagues. What she said, something very important actually, is that in Benin, they have a committee, you know, after our last meeting, they have a committee which is working on resource mobilization. They have contacted the private sector, they have contacted the ministers, you know, the public sectors, so that they can also contribute. And one thing important she said also is, you know, the global fund, they want also to touch the global fund, because she said they have experience sometimes when the situation is really complicated, they can go and advocate, and they can change their mind, and they can support, so that we can do it at country level, but also ESA can do it. We in Togo and Benin, actually, we have accepted, we have decided since last steering committee meeting to have this committee, follow-up committee for ICASA. And in Togo, we are even in discussion with the government so that they can also take, you know, the responsibility for a number of staff to be registered and to participate, especially that someone have said it's the nearer countries, we can come even by bus, but we have to register. So there is a possibility really to advocate and to contribute from the African, from our country level.
Thank you. I think that we don't want to end this session, but Nee insists. Can we have Dr. Nee here?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thanks for the opportunity. I think a lot has been said, that we need to, at some point now, get things together. And I agree with many of the suggestions about what needs to be done. But there is the issue of the how. For example, if we're going to be talking to Global Fund and what have you, to check again if it is possible, we have to be very, very direct, deliberate about it. The strategy must be clear. For example, if you want to talk to the Global Fund, since they've already held a position as it is, so what we're going to be doing is to try to get them to change their minds. Who are the people that can do this? We have to employ, so to say, we have to employ the support or the services, the gravitas of certain people who can talk to them. Our board of trustees, they are here. They can do a lot. The single lady, I'm sure if he gets into any room with anybody, it will get them to do whatever, even with what they don't want to do. Then we also have amongst ourselves also the CCM chair. There are certain people that have enough gravitas that can reach them. So we must make it very clear, targeted. That is one. There is also the issue that has been mentioned about the issue of the AIDS control agencies. Don't forget also, apart from the AIDS control agencies, also the ministers in country. We want to use them to not just advocate for resources, but don't forget the fact that revenue, getting a registration is also a revenue point. So in order to mobilize to have ICASA well attended, it's not just for the attendance, but maybe also for the revenue that will be coming from it, we can indeed use the NACs. Well, it's just structural engagement. It will also take some personal moves. For example, Mr. President, if you talk to the NAC chair of Zimbabwe, they will most likely listen to you better than if we just write a letter to them, and we'll get more traction from them. And finally, I want to also look at the issue of our speakers. As we'll be taking decisions about those who will be speaking, who are the speakers that we can get leverage from them speaking? Who are those that they will be able to bring people along? Then we can also reach out to them. We have resources. We want you to come and speak in this particular, and that session we need ABC, that they will be able to bend over backwards, do whatever, even if they don't have the budget, they can get people to do the budget. So let us have that in mind. I already said finally. Let me now say finally. There's another issue which has to do with the OAFLA, the first ladies. We think it through very well. We can have 1 or 2 first ladies targeted that we can bring on board. Let them come and speak, or let us give them some space in ICASA, and through that, we can raise resources. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think, Luke, you heard all that. Luke will respond after tea. So let's break for a quick cup of tea. I want to thank you so much, because the response here has been tremendous and the suggestions are very, very sharp. So let's go for tea and then come back at exactly 15 minutes. 15 minutes is enough, isn't it? Yes, 15 minutes, and then we come back and resume. Thank you. Very good session.
Yes. Chairperson, we must all.
Sun is setting gold on trees. A gentle breeze is dancing free. Water's humming a sweet melody.
Over. This morning, I went to the rising sun. Really burn. Time I go down. Sing it, sweet song. A melody pure and true. Singing. Now that's to you. Singing all the things. This morning, I with the rising sun. Pretty little bird, it's by my doorstep. Singing sweet song, of melody pure and true. Saying, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Worry about us, you know. Be all right. Don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. I won't worry. Everything will be all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll stay. And don't worry. I'll stay. I got this morning, while with the rising sun. Mama, yourself, singing sweet song, of melody pure and true. Saying, this is my message to you. Singing all the things. This morning, I with the rising sun, pretty little bird, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet song of melody pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, worry about a thing, oh, be all right. Don't worry, don't worry. I'll say, I won't worry. Every little thing will be all right. Yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. I'll say, I'll be all right. Don't worry. I'll say, don't worry. Up this morning, I with the rising sun, pretty little bird, by my doorstep, song of melody pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Saying, don't worry about a thing. Be all right. Don't worry about a thing. Be all right. This morning, I with the rising sun, pretty little bird, it's by my doorstep, song of melody pure and true, saying, this my message. But we are there. Holding the line. And even if you stop it, for us, we want to stop the line. For me, it's totally from the point. If you're not a member, actually, you can do the membership. I know that it doesn't.
Okay, as we have settled and come back from tea, I'm going to ask Luke to just respond to some of the comments, some of the questions that have been raised, and we then proceed. Luke?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, you pick so many question and answer that it will be tough to respond to all of them. However, let me first of all thank Dr. Tambi, the CEO for SANEC, for her contribution. We will get in touch more. We will be there in September. And at the same time, we are trying to meet the president of CAF. He is from South Africa. We wrote to him. We follow up because we believe that HIV and football, they have a lot in common. And we can leverage on that so that we make sure that we secure the goal. If you can help us to meet him, it will be great. We wrote to him, we follow up with our consultant, but he is not responding. I'm talking about the CAF. He's from South African. After this meeting, we meet and discuss about this. If you can help us, it will be great. Now, let me also congratulate or thank the representative of the President of Benin Republic in HIV, TB, malaria, and STI in Benin for her contribution. We believe that what Dr. Medigan said is valuable for everyone. We really need to plead with our government because she said that she pleaded over there and the government have at least a bottom line to support Benin participants to attend the conference. I'm sure that my people from Congo are doing better, and everyone coming here should do better, as our board of trustees is doing also in Togo. Having said that, yeah, we try, first of all, at ICASA to engineer a bit the system. But since 2021, you will notice that when you come to ICASA, before it was 7 to 9 o'clock. That was the ICASA program, 7 a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. But in 2021, we changed that system. And ICASA starts in the morning after the satellite session at 9 and close at 4. You have been the first organizer of conference to change that system of how to organize conferences. And we also change the time frame of slots. The slots, normally, the slot before it was 90 minutes. However, scientifically, we noticed that after 45 minutes, the adult, they don't listen to anything. And we changed from 90 minutes to 45 minutes. All this is, I'm explaining this because it's in line with costing costs. And for this ICASA 2025, what we did is that we are no longer using 5 rooms, because every ICASA we use 5 rooms. We use the plenary room for 5,000. We use another room for 1,500. We need another room for 300, and we need another room for 200, another for 100. But this time at ICASA, we cut that. From 5,000 rooms, we cut it. We say no, because we are not expecting 5,000. And don't forget that if you have even 5,000 delegates, maximum of 2,000 attend the plenary session. The other people, they come for community village, and also, don't forget, tourism and enjoyment, because it's part of the conference. Based on that, for this ICASA 2025, we plan to cut the 5,000 plenary session. We will not build the tent because the venue does not have a facility of 5,000. Normally, we're supposed to build a tent of 5,000, but we cut that one. It will cut costs. And what we are planning is to have one big tent where we will put both the community village, the abstract, the abstract exhibition, and the poster exhibition, and also the exhibitor. We believe that if we put them in one slot, in one tent, it will also cut costs. And the last point that we want to do also, which is very important, we are cutting also our scholarship. But this one is painful because we know that in our setting, we don't have enough scholarship. Generally, ICASA, we give more than 1,500 scholarship. But this time around, we will not be able to do so. Even providing scholarship for the full oral session, we will not be able to do so. But we can give them partial scholarship. Those are the measures that we put in place to cut costs. And also, I will follow up with Serge and Dr. Lode Anthony so that we can go to Kinshasa or Lualaba to see the possibility of sponsorship with the mining sector. Cut the day of the conference is too late to cut it at this level. And I don't believe that cutting the day will change things. Working on the structure of the conference is far better because people will not spend a lot of money to come for just 2 days, 3 days and go back. There's no need. They can stay online. And also, more important is that we in Africa, we need to meet and talk face to face. When you come, you meet donors, you meet stakeholders, you meet scientists. You listen to directly, you go, because the 45-minute session after that, we go and see the scientific that presented. And we want to hear more about it. We want to exchange contact with him, to follow up. All these things, we lose it if we cut from 5 days or to 4 days. But generally, if you look at ICASA very well, it's 4 days. Because the first day is just the open ceremony. But we have some satellite, but it's open ceremony. But 4 days is a real meeting for ICASA. Now, we also, in terms of attracting more leadership, we also have a lot of sessions. I'm encouraging you when you are reviewing the non-abstract session, especially the non-abstract session, the special session, and also the workshop. We will review it today. Today and tomorrow. When you are reviewing them, please make sure that the speaker, they are there. If they are not key speakers, if they cannot bring people, if they cannot have visibility for the conference, please work on it so that we can have key people that can deliver. The other aspect, we are having a lot of sessions with some Minister of Health. If you believe that you can lobby and have your Minister of Health to come to attend those sessions, let us know so that we slot them into the program. We are having a lot of programs, we call it higher level meeting with some ministers. If you are here, you know that your minister can attend, let us know so that we can slot them into the program. Those ones also attract a lot of visibility. And when the minister is aware that he's coming to speak, automatically he comes with followers and he facilitates all the requirements for the participation of the country to come. The last point, in terms of regional body, we have been in AU for long. Dr. Benjamin is here for the beginning for more than 10 years. He knows how we are struggling with AU. He's still there. Maybe I will give him the floor so that he can speak. Same thing with CDC, same thing with ECOWAS. You know, but if you are here and you know you have their direct contact and you know that we can put them in the program, we even put sometimes we put them in the program, they don't come several times. But if you are here and you have their direct contact and you believe that if you invite them through you, they can come, let us know so that we do so. Because by coming, it can also help to have visibility and to discuss funding with them. For OAFLA, we always organize pre-conference for OAFLA, always at every ICASA. And we also have OAFLA pre-ICASA here. At the beginning of ICASA, we wrote to OAFLA, to God, what is the name? Chris is there? We wrote to Nados. And Nados is in charge. She's the head of the OAFLA Secretariat. We draft the concept note for the First Lady. We send it to them, and we are working on it. We even write to the First Lady of Ghana, because she will be the host of the First Lady of Africa in Ghana here. They are working on the concept note, and we are yet to hear from them. But definitely rest assured that OAFLA is coming. The last point, sir, is that we believe that with all your comments, I don't know if Madam Cecilia is here. Cecilia, she's not here. Okay, she will come back and give you some announcement. We believe that with all the recommendations that we received today, we work on all of them and follow up. And please, it's not just, the recommendations should not end here. If you go back to your various settings and you see any opportunity, let us know. We are open, we take it up and follow up with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. I think you've brought clarity on some of the issues as a way forward. Is there any follow-up question? Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Merci pour la parole nous accordée. Nous avons suivi avec intérêt toutes les propositions faites par les participants. Mais la question était de savoir, Luc, que j'aime beaucoup, si les temps qui nous restent, on lui donne toute cette charge sur les épaules afin d'obtenir les deux résultats. Le premier, le fond. Les seconds, tout ce que nous avons comme abstrait sur le plan scientifique. Est-ce que sera-t-il à lui seul à tout faire? C'est là que je voudrais proposer. Les politiciens appellent la cellule de crise. En santé, on appelle la cellule de contingence. J'aurais voulu que nous puissions, à travers cette session, avoir une petite cellule qui va aider Luc à pouvoir aller de l'avant, qu'on peut accorder un délai de 1 mois, le mois de septembre, qui va travailler d'arrache-pied pour essayer de nous obtenir d'abord un ciblage précis. L'Afrique, c'est 54 pays. On ne va pas pendant 1 mois parcourir les 54 pays. Nous savons qu'il y a des pays où on sait que si on va taper à la porte, on va frapper à la porte, on peut avoir les résultats. Si nous pouvons avoir un ciblage de pays, des secteurs privés, chez lesquels on sait quand nous allons, nous pouvons avoir des résultats. J'ai entendu par exemple un participant évoqué les noms de Dangote. Ça veut dire que si nous voulons approcher les secteurs privés, nous n'allons pas prendre tous les secteurs privés au niveau de l'Afrique. Nous allons cibler un secteur privé avec les acteurs bien précis qu'on peut contacter et attendre des réponses dans une période assez escomptée. En ce qui concerne les abstracts aussi, on peut cibler quelques universités ou les sociétés savantes que nous pouvons approcher, faire un plaidoyer que dans la mesure du possible, pendant cette période de mobilisation qui est le mois de septembre, que je propose, que nous puissions obtenir une délégation des personnes qui peuvent non seulement nous produire des abstracts, mais participer aux travaux. La crainte, c'est laquelle? Sortir avec plusieurs propositions qui vont nous amener dans tous les sens et vider carrément le temps à pouvoir tâtonner par rapport à telle ou telle autre chose, mais nous voulons avoir un ciblage bien précis par rapport au financement, par rapport aux abstracts, qui nous permettra qu'au mois de septembre, on travaille d'arrache-pied, on peut faire une évaluation restreinte à la fin du mois de septembre pour voir quels résultats que nous avons. Sinon, ça risque d'aller dans tous les sens et on peut encore revenir ici quelques jours à dire qu'est-ce que nous avons fait alors que nous n'avons pas eu des responsabilisations précises. Je dis.
Merci beaucoup. Do you want to respond?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for this proposition. Yeah, we believe that for the abstract, there's no problem. We finalize the abstract here. The abstract is done online. People have submitted the abstract already, and we have reviewed them. It's few abstracts that we review. And the few one we will review them here and finalize the abstract business. For that one, there's nothing to talk about. Now, for the mobilization of funds, you are right. This is why I was calling Cecilia, because Cecilia want to make an announcement. We discuss. She will make an announcement, and after this meeting, few people that feel that they can make a comment or contribution, they will meet with her, and we have a committee. We have a leadership committee and also a community committee. Those one we want to Global Fund, and the leadership committee will take over various regions. For example, you are a central region, you will be in charge with people who are from central region here to at least direct 1 or 2, 3 organizations that we can meet. People who are in the eastern region, we do the same. People who are in the northern region, we do the same. People who are in the eastern region and West Africa, we do the same. That is the plan that we are coming out with. Thank you so much. We follow up. Thank you.
All right. So we're slightly behind with our agenda. Yeah. So we now need to go to the next agenda item. And the next agenda item is a status abstracts received. And it's going to be, who is the senior officer?
Mr.
Gordon,
Chair.
please, Gordon, can you present this for us?
Mr. Chair.
Okay, Jean.
If you can allow me to speak, please.
Yeah, if you could do it quickly so that we catch up with our time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and thank you so much to Luc for all the great job that he's doing. But allow me to insist for the possibility of having an event here organized by Congo in Lualaba to mobilize private sector in Lualaba, end of September, beginning of October. I know that he has a lot of work to do. If he cannot move himself, he can at least delegate one person that can come. It will be a 2 days or 3 days. We know we have targeted groups for meetings. So I still keep saying that will be helpful if someone from ICASA board or directory can come work with us here in the ground. We can do the preparatory for that meeting. It will be meeting private sector, meeting the government,
and give a meeting at that area of people that can support ICASA. I still think for that if the committee can allow that. Thank you so much.
Thanks for that very straightforward offer. Look, I think we should go, as long as, of course, Jean, you are going to fund him so that everything is above board. Thank you. Just fund him. Look, want you to go. Yeah, so that this is a very good way forward. Okay. Where is Gordon? Yes, Gordon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Standing on already existing protocols, I'm here to deliver the presentation on the status of abstracts received. Slide. So we received a total of 1,864 abstracts, out of which 1,490 were English, 374 were French. If we pay keen attention to the ICASA's director's presentation, he did indicate that these abstracts were screened for plagiarism and also external use of artificial intelligence. After the screening process, which was a very rigorous process, the total number of abstracts eligible for review dropped to 1,779. Slide. This table depicts abstract submission across the past 3 ICASAs. For ICASA 2019, we had a total of 3,017, out of which 1,570 were selected. The breakdown of that 1,570 were 120 oral abstracts, and you had 1,450 posters. For ICASA 2021, we had 1,601. After review and selection, we had a total of 1,325. For oral, we had 78, and poster 383. For ICASA 2023, we had 2,600, out of which 893 were selected. We also had 78 oral presentations and 815 posters. So we are yet to have the final number of selected abstracts for ICASA 2025, which would also be categorized into oral presentations and poster exhibitions. Next slide. So this table shows us a breakdown of abstract submission per track, as well as English and French. So for track A, we had a total of 125 English and 69 French. Track B, 230 English, 69 French. Track C, 482 English, 96 French. Track D, 309 English, 91 French. Track E, 266 English and 42 French. Next slide. Yes, so this slide gives us the best 20 countries per submission. So at the bottom of the table, we have the top 20. So we have Nigeria. Can you expand this? Yes, so we have Nigeria, South Africa, Burkina Faso, Botswana, Kenya, Senegal, Tanzania, Malawi, Ghana, and Cameroon, making it to the top 10. And the remaining countries make up the top 20. Thank you. Next slide. Yes. So this slide indicates the total number of abstract reviewers we have per country. So we have Nigeria, United States, Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Uganda, Cameroon, Tanzania, Senegal, Burkina Faso, and United Kingdom making the top 10. So we thank all abstract reviewers here present in the room and those who have been reviewing over the past few weeks. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gordon. You see, I met some reviewers last night who were vowing that they are not going to bed. They wanted to finish the abstracts. And I want to thank all those reviewers who did tremendous work. This is what we really want, isn't it? Good work. Any questions on Gordon's presentation? Any questions? Questions? Yes.
Yeah, I know that we had spoken about languages and missing Lusophone countries. So we don't have an abstract from Mozambique, Cape Verde, and
Question wasn't clear.
yeah, do we have an abstract from Mozambique, Cape Verde, and Angola because of languages, or is it something that is during their participation?
No, ICASA is a bilingual conference, strictly English and French. So the abstracts were submitted according to that. So we don't have any abstracts from Lusophone countries. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I'm going to call upon the scientific program chair now to do group work, track A, B, C, D, and E, to review that for us. Is it working?
OK.
Yeah, thank you.
Donc, je disais, Monsieur le Président, distingués invités, nous entrons dans à la limite, on peut dire, dans le cœur du travail. Comme vous pouvez déjà voir sur la slide, et après la présentation de tout à l'heure, je voudrais inviter le directeur des tracts D et E, s'ils peuvent nous donner quelques informations. Qui lève la main d'abord. Tract D. Ils ne sont pas là?
Let me translate. The president of the scientific committee is asking people who are from track D, they should put their hand up. People who are from track D. People who are from track D, because you have noticed that we need to review again 8 abstracts remaining. Then people are from track D. Can you wave your hand? We have only how many people? Who is from track D? The secretary, who is from track D? Chris, okay, please, can you take them? They are, how many? Can you take their name, please, Chris? Because we need to review the remaining abstracts. We have 8 abstracts to be reviewed. 8 abstracts. And there are how many? Are you 8? Okay. There are 9. Please take their name. Please leave it so that we know. Thank you. Okay. And c'est le deuxième track, c'est track I.
Pardon?
Track I. Track E.
Il y a deux.
Oui. Le track E, nous avons 29 abstracts. People who are from track E, please. How many people are from track E here? Wow. We have 29 abstracts from track E. People from track E. People who are from track E, I'm not seeing your hand. Where are you? Only you. We have 39 abstracts to be reviewed in track E. Oui, track E, c'est là. Vous êtes en track E? Pardon? Ah, ok, d'accord. No problem. Go to your page.
That's where the work is.
Page 42. Go to page 42.
English.
Okay, in English, page 52. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Okay, you go to page, let me go, no, wait. Go to page, page 50. Page 50, you have track D, is law, human rights, and social science, and political science. Track D is law, human rights, social science, and political science. We are taking people who are in person here and also people who are online. People who are online also should let us know because we can transfer the abstract to them to be reviewed. But people who are here, do you have your laptop for review so that you can help to review? It will be online, to be done online. If you don't have your laptop, let us know. You have your laptop? Good. Then we can assign to you so that you can review directly. Everything will be done online. Now, for track E, go to page of this document, go to page 52. Track E is health system, economics, and implementation science. How many people are from health system, economic, and implementation science? Please wave your hand, let me see. I can't believe it. Track E, health system, economics, and implementation science. Do you have people online? Check. Track E, health system, economics, and implementation science. This is where the work is. I'm not seeing any hand. Only 2. Wow, for 29 abstracts. Track E, okay, we have the director of Ghanaian Commission. Yeah, can you put his name? Track E. Track E. Okay, we have, sir, you don't introduce yourself. Can you introduce yourself, please? Can you give him the phone so that he can introduce himself?
Yes, hello, I'm Manuel. I'm the Chief of Health at UNICEF in Ghana.
Okay, pleasure meeting you, sir. Good. Okay, then we have track E. It's track E, eh? Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have got our Honorable Minister of Health for Ghana. We're really delighted that he's here. Minister, you see the people here. The people here are specially selected to come to this meeting. This is one of the 3 important meetings that we hold before we actually stage ICASA. This is called a marathon meeting, literally running like a marathon. And this is where we discuss the final issues to do with the community, to do with leadership, and to do with science. And the 3 chairpersons of those 3 subcommittees are sitting right here in front. So those are the people who are driving this. And of course, we have got Luke Bodia, who is our Executive Director for the Society for AIDS in Africa, who is on my right here. he always dresses like that, differently from everybody else. And we also have here Dr. Akenbong, a very important man whom we've met recently, but has proven to be quite active, and we're pleased that he is here. We've got our board members, the board that I chair, but we've got Dr. Silla, who is our Secretary General, and there is another board member who is Dr. Nee, just, a youngish one, He was telling us he wants to marry now. Then we've got our trustees. The trustees here, we've got Dr. Meskalem and Professor Sheila Tlo. I'm not sure where she is. And the rest of the people here are really the core of organizing ICASA. We've got people who specialize on the scientific aspect of ICASA, some who specialize on the community, the activists, like the lady sitting on your left. If we leave her to talk here, she will just go on and on. And we've got people who do leadership, who look at the leadership. Is there political will in fighting HIV and AIDS? What is leadership? And we've got here a professor who is sitting there, Professor Kapend. So at this juncture, I'd like to ask Dr. Akenbong to just introduce him, to introduce us to introduce you to us, so that you can now officially open this particular meeting for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for the initial words. This morning in my opening remarks, I indicated that the Honorable Minister of Health indicated to me very passionately that he had his heart on this meeting and this conference, and that we'll see him along the line. He has kept his word, and he has come to grace the meeting and to give us his word of commitment. Mr. President, if I'm a hardworking person, the Honorable Minister is a very, very, very hardworking person who has health in his heart and his mind in all that he does. He is a ranking member for health in Ghana's parliament for several years. He has championed Ghana's health through parliamentary debates, field work, and for his community for many, many years. He's so committed to the well-being of Ghanaians that he personally goes to the field to make sure that systems work. He is an efficient systems man who wants everything to work perfectly. He always says, for me, it is not done until it is done very properly. He is a man who is so committed to Ghana's well-being, and especially to the President of the Republic of Ghana reset agenda. He served his community as Member of Parliament for 4 consecutive times, and he is still having the strength to go on and on and on, improve. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not belabor the point. Let us welcome the Honorable Minister for Health, the Honorable Governor, Meta Kando, MP for Guabuso. Honorable.
Well, as he gets to the podium, just to remind you that with ICASA meetings, the Minister of Health as the host automatically becomes the Vice President of the ICASA. So Vice President of ICASA 2025, over to you.
That is a very big position, eh? Good. Thank you very much. First and foremost, my apologies for joining you very late. I would have loved to be here since morning to stay throughout with you. I love deliberations. I've been in Parliament. This is my 4th term. So debate is my hobby. So when it comes to deliberations, I love to be part. Unfortunately, today has been very, very, very busy. It's a very tight day. And from here, my day continues. And so forgive me if after my submissions, I beg of you to go and attend to equally important and national assignments. President of the Society Against AIDS in Africa, distinguished board members, members of the International Steering Committee of ICASA, members of SAR, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you warm greetings and compliments from the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I also convey the compliment of the Minister of Health. It is both a privilege and a pleasure to welcome you to Ghana for this important ICASA 2025 marathon meeting. As Minister of Health, and in my capacity as Vice President of this landmark conference, I wish to reaffirm the government of Ghana's commitment in hosting ICASA 2025. This conference under the theme Catalyzing Integrated Sustainable Response to End AIDS, TB, and Malaria comes at a critical moment in our shared commitment to health on the continent. The call to action is clear. In an era of declining and withdrawn donor funding, Africa must rise to the challenge of ownership, sovereignty, and self-determination in its national health responses. This marathon season serves as an important space to shape the conversations, refine our agenda, and ensure that when ICASA 2025 opens formally, we are aligned, focused, and ready to deliver outcomes that matter. Not just declarations, but actionable commitments. It is here that we set the tone for how ICASA will respond to the pressing needs of our people. In line with His Excellency the President's reset agenda, I am proud to announce the government of Ghana's commitment to closing the funding gap from donor cuts in our health programs and advancing a roadmap towards, thank you very much, towards the health financing sovereignty. Only 2 weeks ago, Ghana had the honor of hosting the African Health Sovereignty Conference, which brought together leaders from across the continent and beyond to deliberate on reimagining global health architecture. The outcomes were significant. Among them was the launch of the SUSTAIN initiative to promote country-led, investment-driven health system, drawing on domestic resources and the engagement of the private sector. For Ghana, this means concrete investment in scaling up HIV prevention and treatment, expanding access to self-saving TB and malaria interventions, strengthening primary healthcare delivery, and investing in the health workforce. Importantly, it also means addressing the social and structural drives of HIV, stigma, discrimination, and inequities that too often hold back progress. Ladies and gentlemen, ICASA 2025 is fully aligned with this national and continental vision. It offers a vital platform to share knowledge, exchange ideas, and collaborate on innovative strategies to address HIV, TB, and malaria. The government of Ghana, the Ministry of Health, and our political leadership is fully focused on ensuring the success of this conference and to honoring all our sponsorship obligations. I call on colleague government to prioritize domestic investment and to support the full participation of their delegations at ICASA 2025, for it is through our collective presence, voices, and contributions that this conference will achieve the true purpose of advancing Africa's leadership in ending HIV/AIDS. As we embark on today's deliberations, let us be bold in identifying the gaps, creative in designing solutions, and united in ensuring that ICASA 2025 becomes a turning point in Africa's health response. Before I end, please permit me to extend my deep appreciation to the organizers of ICASA 2025 for their tireless efforts and to entreat you all to continue with the same enthusiasm and commitment. I thank you all for the opportunity.
Well, I think he deserves another round of applause. Yeah. Honorable Minister, who is also Vice President of ICASA, I really am delighted and I feel happy because this endorsement from the government of Ghana through the minister is something that we have been waiting for, to hear it publicly declared in such a manner. And we are so pleased that you are going to honor all the financial obligations that Ghana is supposed to honor. And that's something that I think we should applaud him for again. So thank you, Sheila, for ululating. I think. I don't think they heard. It's not only a ministerial decision; it's a presidential decision. Thank you so much. At this opportune time, Honorable Minister, we'd like to have a group photo because we know you may just say to us, I'm now going. So before you do that, let's just capture you. And where do we have the group photo? Outside, we're going to have a very quick, yeah, Chris, please lead us so that we know where we are exactly. So Honorable Minister.
The DC, the presentation for the gaps. Please go to the page of please go to gaps concurrent section, page 42 for the English book, the English working document, page 42. Yeah, you have page 42. You can see where we have the gap. Gordon, can we show up where we have the gap so that we can call the leadership committee? Can we agree that the leadership committee will go in the front of our board of trustees there to have their session? And the community committee, they can join our people from DSA Congo there to have their session, the community committee. And the scientific committee, they can join our former board member here.
Thank you very much,
You
Mr.
want the
President.
young girls. Okay. All right. So let's have your presentation, Doc.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And this morning, I think as part of the discussions on the state of the organization, Mr. Luke presented the financial states and the various activities where we have reached and the crisis in which we are and some of the suggestions for how mechanism. And this is to bring to perspective what is there as a scholarship criteria and how we can bring that into discussion and see how within the funds that we have, what we can appropriately dispense. Here, in administering the scholarships criteria, preference will be given to those individuals who make significant contributions to the African AIDS response. The ICASA scholarship program is open to everyone working in volunteering, the HIV and AIDS field in any country, and submissions can be made online. French, English instructions are all available. Can we have the presentation rolling? The important policy is if you register as paying participant and apply for a scholarship simultaneously, your scholarship application will be disqualified. Next slide, please. So the types of scholarships that we're providing are: one, the full scholarships, where air travel, accommodation, and per diems are provided. Two, partial scholarships, where either accommodation and registration or accommodation only or registration only is provided. And fully virtual scholarships, where registration fees are waived for full virtual participation. So the scholarships criteria are in 5 categories: the abstract presenters and the workshop facilitators, program activity organizers involved in the community pledge, youth and women programs, 4 media representatives, and 5 general delegates who are contributing to their attendance. These are areas in trying to do the scholarships adjustments we have to take critical look at and see how we can appropriately apportion the scholarships based on the funding available. Next slide. Presenters, workshop, and program activity organizers. The International Steering Committee should approve the following selection criteria for scholarships. Contributions as presenters. A scholarship recipient who is contributing to a conference through program presentation will be chosen by the relevant committees depending on the applicant's contribution. Abstract presenters. At the marathon meeting, this meeting, the scientific program committee will select the successful scholarship applicants from those whose abstracts have been selected for presentation at the conference. Decisions will be made by the C, D, and E, be it oral presentation or otherwise. Furthermore, due consideration will be given to regional and country spread, age, and gender. The workshop facilitators. The leadership program committee will decide who receives a scholarship based on the selection of their workshop submission, and the program activity organizers. The community program committee would decide who receives a scholarship based on the selection of their community program activity submission. The media. The communication/promotion committee will decide who receives a media scholarship. Each applicant must A, provide proof of reportage of HIV/AIDS related stories by submitting 3 copies of printed by lined articles or 3 brokers synopsis. B, submit an accompanying letter from the editor stating support of the application, an agreement to the journalist's travel and inclusion in any official ICASA 2025 training programs. C, provide copies of press credentials, and D, letter verifying your assignment to cover the ICASA 2025 conference. The general delegates. I think this is one of the areas that we have to take a critical look at the scholarships availability. These categories will be considered PLHIV, community organizers, political, religious, and civil society organizers, community from PLHIV network, NGO, grassroots community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, or charitable foundations. Young people representatives for the ages of 18 to 26 years. Women representatives, and those doing postdoctoral, medical, or social science students who have not submitted an abstract. Healthcare workers other than physicians, persons with disability, and key affected populations. Budget allocations. Abstract presenters, minimum percentage of total budget, 30%. Workshop facilitators, 10%. Program activity organizers, 20%. General delegates, 35%. Media representatives, 5%. Total percentage, 100. Total number should be equivalent or less than 500 based on availability of funds. Rationale for scholarship allocations for A and B. Rationale A, to leverage the attendance of delegates who contribute to the conference program and delegates who contribute through attendance internationally, regionally, and locally. Rationale B, figures are based on the number of scholarships applications received historically. In addition, the geographic proximity to the ICASA 2025 host country, that's proximity to Ghana, has been taken into consideration, thereby leveraging proportional attendance of delegates from various regions. A special preference is also given to university students, people living with HIV, women, young people ages 18 to 26, and persons with disability. This has been considered already. The geographical distributions of the 5 regions of Africa are also under consideration. The Southern African Zone, the Eastern African Zone, West African Zone, Central Africa, and Northern African Zone. Scholarship by S, the host country. The host country will provide a minimum of 500. Minimum? The host country will provide a minimum of 500 local scholarships for local participants to attend the ICASA 2025 conference. These 500 scholarships would cut across the general delegates through attendance and consider all the 16 regions of Ghana. Ghanaian delegates pay a flat rate registration fee of 300 Ghana cedi. Hey. Hey, I thought you people would not see that so that I can get away with it. The minister says there's funding for that and government commitment to that. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Any questions, any clarifications, any comments? Yes, let's start here. Can we give him the mic, please?
There are 2 here. There are 2 microphones here.
No, that one is yours. Keep it. There's another one there. There's behind there.
Hello? Hello?
Go there. No, sir. No, you, doctor. With your mic.
I have one here.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. My name is Watara, and I want to find out quickly. I saw the last slide that the host nation, which is Ghana, is going to contribute to 500 scholarship. And when you look at the scholarship criteria, we said the total scholarship should not be, it's either less than or equal to 500. Does it mean that the host nation is providing 500 scholarship for the total scholarship, or that scholarship that the host country is providing is different from the original 500? That's the thank you.
No, wait. Any more contribution? Just put down and then you answer at once. Yes, at the corner there.
Yeah, so my question is, in your presentation, you didn't mention the key population, but in the booklet it's there. Is it an error or is it an omission?
Okay, you did mention, but you can respond to that. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, from your presentation, when we look at the theme, friends, is integrating, but your presentation has not integrated. Because there's no way we can successfully tackle HIV ignoring women.
Okay, next door.
Thank you. I just want to speak in light of the first discussion we had this morning about the need to cost. And I think it's high time we begin to redefine what full scholarship is. From what I used to know, full scholarship entails flights, travels, especially from those from outside the host country, hotel reservation, conference registration, and then payment of per diem or DSN. I think in light of the reality and money and used for other important purposes, I want to suggest that we remove the payment of DSA and stipends from the full scholarship. I think if a conference can take care of someone's transportation, especially flights, hotel accommodation, and their registration, that is good enough. If the individual is in his or her house, he's going to eat and is going to spend money to eat. So people, I think if we begin to, or if we actually decide to redefine full scholarship in this regard, it's going to save us a lot of money. Thank you.
Okay, I think just respond to those. Okay, before we, yes, lady.
Right, thank you. Sorry to take you back, but mine is not on what he just presented, but the short breakout session that we just had to validate the plenary session. I just realized something and I want to bring the attention to it. I stand to be corrected, but I don't know if there's a section where we'll talk more about, reducing infection. So the HIV prevention, it seems our center is more on treatment and, but the 95 that we want to achieve, it's only about treatment and then, being able to enforce them to be able to test and then treat. And what about prevention? But the cases are going up high. And if you look at the targets that we have there, we have the youth also being there between 18 and 25. And that age is very promiscuous and there are a whole lot of things going on these days. So what are we doing? Are we, trying to put in a section where we talk about more of prevention of HIV and STDs or STIs? Because STIs or, wearing condom and stuff like that, it's all about pregnancy. But now these kids have a way of, taking pills that they are not pregnant. So what if they go all out and then they, contract any of these STIs? So there should be a section where we hammer more on prevention and then, leading them on how to prevent, bringing all the, the condoms and what have you to them to also use. And that would bring down the cases and then we'll concentrate on the treatment. So my observation.
It's a good point. I think that I will leave that one to look to respond. It's really not the scholarship issue. Yes, right at the end there.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to, which criteria they use to cut off the youth at the age 26. Because by convention, we know that the youth up to 35 years.
Okay, you will answer that one, Doctor. Why 26? Why not 27 or 21? Okay, any other? Yes, Yvette.
Mine is very short, Chair. The speaker previous to the one who was speaking, mentioning taking away DSA. I don't think we should even entertain it because the young people and the people we bring here are really from poor communities. So you're taking them to a different country, leaving them up to their own devices. I just want to cut it off because it is something we should not even entertain. I don't think any of us would like to go to work without knowing where our meal is going to come from.
So you've already answered for you, Doc, that has been answered for you. Any other question before we ask the doctor to respond?
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je voudrais savoir par rapport aux participants qui auront, par exemple, une demi-bourse. À quel moment les pays, enfin, ces participants auront l'information pour que les pays puissent mobiliser des ressources additionnelles pour qu'ils participent quand même? Par exemple, si le voyage n'est pas pris en charge par la bourse, qu'on le sache à temps pour aider ces personnes quand même à avoir les ressources pour voyager. Merci. Je ne sais pas qui peut traiter. Faut qu'on le sache tôt, quoi. Voilà.
Okay, j'ai compris. Okay. You will respond to that. When are we sending out the letters for?
Moi aussi, je
for-
comprends.
Yeah, so
Mais
that people
je ne
can
comprends
plan.
pas. All right, so let me check it one by one. The first one is about the 500 post scholarships. This is completely different from the ICASA 500 scholarships. These are home scholarships. And the criteria are clear that is spread across the 16 regions of Ghana, academia, vulnerable groups, and other affected groups, as by the same criteria with ICASA. But this is completely different. And I want to assure this meeting that this is properly budgeted for in the budget we presented to government that is receiving attention. About the key populations, I think that in my presentation that is properly mentioned. If I can go through that again. Yes, what the general delegates contributing to attendance. The last part is key affected population. So what's that? That's affected. Okay, key populations. So I've removed affected. So that's it. Okay, that's okay. Just canceling that should do it. Lack of integration. I think that from the glance of what I see, I think there's sufficient integration into this scholarship program. Unless this committee, this meeting would have to take a second look at the limitations of integration. But what I go through, I see that there's significant integration throughout the program. About adjustment of the per diem, I think that issue was raised in the one about financing. I would not make much comment about that. I think this conference has the capacity to relook at that and then consider that properly. Otherwise, I think that the other issue left is the prevention issue that that was raised by our sister. And look, you have to take that up.
Look, can you respond to that, please?
Yeah, thank you so much thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Doc, for the integration and prevention of the youth. If you go through the abstract that we receive, you will notice that we have a lot of prevention there. And we also have a lot of prevention when you go through after this session, we also have a community village session where we have a lot of prevention there also, and especially STI there, because ICASA, this program that we are doing here is just for the non-abstract session, parallel session. In the parallel session, we have non-abstract session, we have a special session, and we have also the workshop. However, outside of that, the abstract back up all this program. And in the abstract, we notice that we have track, is it track D? Yeah, prevention. We have prevention, and that prevention, we have a lot of STI inside. Saying that at the community village also, we have a special session at the community village. We have at least 3 sessions per networking zone, and we have 10 networking zones. Then you can imagine that if you have 10 networking zones, we have a lot of sessions there also. And the session at the community village, the sessions are free for the public. This is where we want people to come and learn and share knowledge. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Where is he? Is there? Right. Unless you've got last words to say. Any last words to say?
Microphone.
So,
okay. All right. The integration that Mr. Ibrahim is talking about is in the scholarship categorization. It is explicitly stated that people living with HIV, but it didn't include people with TB. So if for the purpose to ensure inclusion of those who are going to benefit from this scholarship, then it should be people with HIV, TB survivors, and then the rest. So that will ensure that that is properly captured. Because if it is not stated, then the tendency is that during the shortlisting, that can be overlooked. Thank you, Uba.
Yeah, you are perfectly right. But you know, when we talk about general delegates, we have everyone, including TB, including key population. They are all general delegates. If you want to categorize everything here, we categorize every diseases, and we never finish. You know, but when we put general delegate, we have everything there. And when we put also abstract driving a session, it means that the people who are presenting they are also TB, right? And when we put also the youth also are TB, yeah, they have TB, all this thing, you know, the course across all the categories, you know. We are sorry, but we cannot list all the diseases here. Otherwise, we can never survive. Thank you.
Okay, Doctor, up front of you in green.
Thank you very much. Mine is not on this, but just saying, maybe calling on communities and civil society, even though the Global Fund indicated that they don't have money, because communities and civil society are the center of Global Fund strategy. I still think that we should write letters to the Global Fund requesting them to support ICASA. And so we have to start, we'll come out with a draft and then work with the team and see how we can present it to the board and then the Secretariat, Peter Sands, to reconsider the decision of not supporting the ICASA, especially because it's Africa. And we are the highest burden of the 3 diseases that the Global Fund focus on. So it's going to be a whole advocacy that we have to do to ensure that Global Fund withdraw their decision not to support ICASA. Thank you.
Okay, it's pertinent for resource mobilization. I think it's important, but let's summarize the issue on scholarships.
Mr. President, we are reassured by that statement coming from a CCM committee member. So we will take the task up and write to you, but give it a good consideration when the application comes. Yes. The integration, I think that it is what we should look like. We should talk more about is the fact that when we come to the real allocation, as Luke said, let's look for equity rather than names on this. Equity in the allocation is more important than the names that are put on this list. So the various groups of disease, I've not been seeing malaria here, but they're not complaining though. I don't include malaria is included. So let's think about equity when we come to allocation. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. This was a good presentation, good discussions, and I think we have got a very good direction in terms of scholarships. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to remind the community people and also the leadership, based on what Madam Cecilia has said, if you have time after this meeting, just stay behind so that we can start brainstorming about the draft. At least we can put some key points and work on it, please. If you are interested, stay behind after this meeting, because after the meeting, we are having a tea break. Then after the tea break, we come back here with the community to start the draft of the proposal. Thank you.
Good work. I think you're determined that things work. Huh? Good young man. So now, let's go to the next item on the agenda. Chris, this will be our last item before tea and before break for the day. So Chris, marketing and partnership strategy.
Hello. Good afternoon, all. Mr. Chair, all protocols duly observed. Thank you for the opportunity to present on the ICASA 2025 marketing strategies. So with regards to ICASA marketing strategy, we have segmented couple of packages that you can fall in as partner. We have the co-organizers, which is 100,000 plus, senior partners, 90,000, and the lowest is co-supporters, 6,000. Next slide. And based on this segmentation, we have various benefits that comes with the package. For instance, when we talk about co-organizer, you have acknowledgement, logo in conference program, and conference web page. We have complimentary exhibition booth of 80 meters square if you become co-organizer, which is 100,000 plus. Also, you have the opportunity to have a one-on-one with the ICASA director to further discuss what other benefits that you want. And based on negotiation, we can consider it as well. We also have partners, which is 45,000, and it also comes with 9 meter square booths. So these are the various packages depending on how much you are supporting ICASA with. Earlier on in the morning, we heard from the ICASA director discuss about the financial report and the constraints that we are, and the challenges and the constraints we find ourselves in. So it is imperative to find ways and means to raise funds. And these are the packages we put together. We have actually sent 200 proposals to various partners all over Africa and beyond. Next slide. Yes, this is also the continuation of the marketing strategies in terms of levels. For instance, if you are co-partner, you also have complimentary delegate registration, which is 2, and VIP ticket for closing and opening ceremony. Next slide. We have what we call sponsorship and promotional items. This is to increase visibility of our partners during ICASA and beyond. We have what we call the delegate bags. So for the delegate bags with a sponsorship of 50,000, you as a partner have your logo on the bag. And this particular item is very key because it increases visibility of a partner who goes for it. And we print up to 5,000 bags, which you give to all the delegates during the conference. And it's more or less a take home. So your logo will be visible during the conference and also beyond. Then we have what we call the lanyard. We are all wearing ICASA branded lanyard, which is from ICASA 2023. You can see that this has been sponsored by VIII. So even after the conference in 2023, we are still using it. So as a partner, this increases your visibility. We have other items like volunteers cap, volunteers, also more or less corporate social responsibility for partners. Next slide. In continuation, we have the promotional items. It's also an opportunity to increase your visibility. We call something brand bag insert or flyer in delegate bags. For instance, you are organizing a satellite section at ICASA and you want more people to be aware, traffic during your sections. So normally what partners do is that they print their flyers, and when you pay $10,000, we are going to insert all these flyers in the delegate bag. So when they come for registration and they are given the bags, these all include a package, and they know that, oh, you have satellite on Wednesday at this particular time. And you realize that it increased visibility of partners organizing satellite section. Then we also have advertisement in the ICASA program book. So we have partners who are interested in putting their that's advert. For instance, if there is a new product or project by a partner, they actually buy this advert and we put it in the program book because we share the program book to all and beyond. This time around, we are actually putting it in a flash disk, that's a pen drive. So whenever delegates open the ICASA book, they have your advert in it. Then the next slide. Yes, exhibition. Exhibition is one key product at ICASA. This is where you showcase your product, your projects, your achievements to a wide range of audience. And we have two types of exhibition, which is space only and shell scheme, or what we popularly known as booth. With the shell scheme, is also divided again into 9 meter square and 18 meter square. For the 9 meter square, we have a standard price of $5,257. And this comes with the booth. We provide you carpet, we provide you what we call the fascia with the partner organization's name on it. We also provide you one table with 2 chairs. And you are also given what we call exhibitor badges. So as an exhibitor, you don't need to pay for delegate registration again because it's already part of your package. Similarly to the 80 meter square, you have 2 tables and you have 4 chairs as well. And it also comes with 2 exhibitor badges. For space only is for partners who wants to build or customize their own stands. For instance, there are organizations who do not want the standard booth. They want to build their own booth. So they are given the opportunity to build their own booth. And the price per square meter is $700, and you can buy from 9 meter square and above. Next slide. We also have the satellite symposium. Basically, the satellite symposium or satellite section is sections organized privately within ICASA. It means as a partner or organization, we give you the opportunity to organize your own meeting within the conference. However, this meeting or section has to be in line with the objectives of ICASA 2025. So we have a team. When you submit your satellite symposium application, that will actually review to make sure that it's in line with the ICASA program. We have morning sections and late afternoon sections. However, we have few sections within the program just after the plenary section. And all satellite sections are 45 minutes duration. And with regards to the satellite symposium as well, we have non-commercial and commercial fees. The commercial fees are for profit-making organizations, while the non-commercial fees are for non-profit making organizations such as CSOs. And it's also based on, the fees are based on the room capacity. For instance, if you apply to host a satellite section in a 200 room capacity, that's 45 minutes. As non-commercial, it goes for $5,500. For commercial, it goes for 17,500. And we have what we call day pass. Day pass is similar to the exhibitor badges. However, the difference is that day pass are offered for only the day you are organizing the satellite sections. So for instance, if your satellite is on Wednesday, you are given 5-day pass for booking 200 room capacity, and you use it for only the Wednesday. It comes to Thursday, it has expired. And these day pass allow you access to all the sections at ICASA. Next slide. Now we come to the detailed delegate registration. We have the delegate registration based on World Bank classification of high income country and low income country. During the second ISC meeting, we were actually having the early fee. However, now we are on the regular fee. For high income countries, the regular fee is $850, and for the low income countries, regular fee is $500. I'll entreat us all to take advantage of this, because just after the regular fees, we are moving to the late fee, which is higher. And also day pass is when you want to come for just a particular day, and it's going for $300. Next slide. So we have some discounts with regards to the delegate registration. If you have a group of 15 or more, you enjoy 10% discount. So this is where some organizations or individuals will come together and mobilize themselves to be 15 or more, and then they enjoy the 10% discount. Also, if you are a paid member, a paid SAR member, you are eligible to 5% discount on your registration. Also, a flat rate of $300, like the DG for Ghana's commission said, for all participants from the host country will pay $300. Looking at the challenges we face with the global decline in funding, I'll entreat us all to take advantage of this and also find ways and means to see how ICASA can raise funds so that ICASA is for Africa, is for us, and in the next 20 years, ICASA will still be in existence. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. Well presented. Any comments, questions, clarifications? Yeah, I think people are getting a bit, they're getting stronger in a tired way. So, but it's good that everybody's here. It's a full house up to this time. And I think it's an opportune time, Chris, to thank you and to thank everybody who has participated and who has been listening. This was very, very good session. We need not summarize it, but just to say that we're gratified that the government of Ghana has declared its support for this. You wanted to say something, Doctor? Yes, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation, Innocent. So my question is, you said 10% discount if you are 15 or more, and then 5% if you are a SAR member. So if you fulfill both, then you get a 15% discount. Just clarify that one.
Well, we want that clarified. Is that correct, Chris?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. That was a very tricky one. However, if you are a group of 15 or more and you are also a SAR member, you automatically enjoy the 10% discount. Yes. No, it doesn't. I'll tell you.
No, let me explain. If you are SAR members, please, I'm coming. If you are SAR members, you are right to enjoy the 5%. Now, if you are 15 SAR members, you are enjoying the 10% plus. That's it. Because when you have 15 delegates, you are right to have the 10%. But if the 15 delegates are SAR board member, they enjoy both. They enjoy the 5% individually, and they enjoy the group registration. Thank you.
So he's right about 10%. Okay. Thank you very much, all. We now go for tea, and after tea, we dismiss. Please have tea. Some of you will be to your supper, so have it well.
Sir, please, as the chairman said, before tea, I just want to remind us that we still have 2 tracks pending. We have track D and track E, and we are leaving that one for tomorrow so that we can also finalize the abstract management system for tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Those ones that are reviewing abstract, you can continue reviewing online, please. Thank you. The tea is just outside there at the foyer.
Yeah. Thank you. The meeting stands adjourned until tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. We start tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Please be on time as you were today so that we finish early. Thank you.